where we give you real talk between real sisters. Hey, step siblings, I'm Corrine.
And I'm Kayla.
And you're listening to Between Sisters, where we give you real talk between real sisters and find the lesson in TV, movie shows, books, all the things. Okay? I said TV, movie shows. Today we are talking about the book, If I Rule the World, If I Rule. I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah. Okay. Just we're gonna.
All right. We're talking about the book If I Ruled the World by Amy Dubois Barnett.
Yes.
Okay. This book is set in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. It's set in the 90s, and it is about a young fashion editor who is trying to make it up in the ranks and becomes the editor-in-chief of this small and upcoming magazine, and has to try and get it to the top while her very, very powerful ex is trying to destroy her.
That's a good plot.
Industry.
That's a good plot.
And the cool thing about it is the author used to work in the magazine publishing business back in the time that the book is set in the 90s. So it's like real kind of stuff that was going on. It's like a reflection of what was happening.
Right.
I love it. It was great. It was so fun to read. And I love a book that has fashion. It had the fashion. It had the music. It had just, I don't know. It had the feistiness. I loved it.
It had everything of. It just put you back. That's what it is. It put you in that time. It felt like you could jump in and put you back.
Yes, I was born after that, but
yeah,
it's okay because it was in the book. It was good. Anyway, we took from that being a woman in the workplace, because boy, and sometimes when I hear stuff about, because there's still stuff that happens today, but I feel like it was way less lenient back then. Even though there's still things that happen today, it was way less lenient back then. Like some of the stuff in this book about how the women were treated and kind of used in sexual ways in the workplace. It was just, oh my goodness.
Like, unfortunately, back then it was like things were just tolerated. Your boss could just give you a little, and no one cared.
And that still happens today.
Yeah.
And which is really sad, but it's like, okay, at least now more people are able to speak up about it, because back then it was like if you spoke up, they were forever trying to tear down your career, as is happening in the book. Right. Like, you should not have that much energy to be going back and forth with me. Don't you have something to do, Mr. Big and Powerful? No, you worried about me and my little magazine.
But you know why? Because they see the greatness in us. We have greatness in us, and they see it. And some people are intimidated by that greatness.
And that's why you mad.
That you don't want to see me at the top. You're like, hold on. I'm at the top and there's no room for nobody. Like, chill. Like, that's weird.
And if you would stop worrying about other people, okay, maybe you wouldn't have to worry about other people, because you would be farther along in your journey.
You don't got to be so nasty.
Why you so obsessed with me? Boy, I wanna know.
At least you knew the words to that one. All right, let's keep it going.
Okay, so first I want to talk about women and our clothing in the workplace, because it is such a thing. And Michelle Obama just dropped that book, The Look, talking all about her clothing and how much of a decision it has to be for women, and how much of you want to look professional in certain settings. You don't want to wear something too revealing. You don't want to wear something too covered up because it's hot, or maybe I saw Michelle Obama on Call Her Daddy, and she said the question was, you're going in for an interview. You heard the man who's interviewing you is kind of has a reputation, and you know if you wear something that's maybe a little more va-va-voom, you'll get the job.
So what do you do?
Right. Do you va-va-voom, or do you play it safe and then don't get the job? And Michelle was kind of like, it's okay. I feel weird calling her Michelle.
I know. I was about to be like, hey, Michelle. Obama. Mrs. Obama. Ma'am.
Mrs. Obama was like, well, it's okay to be strategic, but you don't want to put yourself in harm's way.
That's what I was going to get at. I was like, if you play into it, I feel like you're going to
barking up the wrong tree.
Right. You're barking up the wrong tree. That's just going to open the door, if you do get hired, for him to keep testing those waters and push the limits, see how far it's going to go. So me personally, I don't know if I would have played into it.
Yeah.
Like,
and to me, it feels like I don't know if I can feel safe here.
Right. Because that's already your reputation. So it's like I would already feel like, okay.
I feel like I also want to talk about when it comes to dressing in the workplace. I saw a TikTok. This girl was like, her boss, basically, she came into work. She always was putting it on. She made sure she looked good every day. Very cute work clothes, all the things. Her boss, or was it her boss? It was somebody. Basically told her, stop dressing up to work.
What?
Turn it down. You're doing too much.
That's just jealousy. That doesn't, if you're not, dressed inappropriately, you just look cute in the clothes that you put on. I just know how to dress. And you're jealous. You're mad.
She told her to stop dressing up to work. And I think she ultimately got fired.
Yeah, that's just jealousy. That's literally jealousy. There are certain times where people do too much. Listen, I see the get ready with me to go to works.
You remember Office Siren?
Yes.
That's like, don't, keep it professional.
Keep it professional. But if it's completely professional, like, you're just being a hater, especially if it was a woman, you really being a hater. You should be like, girl, that's cute. Where'd you get it from?
Because people like to nitpick when it comes to women.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know what you're doing. You so worried about it being a fashion show. Oh, you are not focused. You just want to look cute.
They even would do that to girls in school.
Yes.
I remember as early as middle school.
Putting on your lip gloss.
Yeah, come on.
This is not the runway.
Even elementary school, they was telling us we couldn't wear our beads in our hair.
I got sent to the office because I had colorful beads.
Yeah.
Like, instead of, because that was the first year we didn't have a dress code
or a uniform.
And then like the next year we did. And so, I had my dress code clothes on. Very cute, might I add.
Yeah, our mom didn't play that.
All the teachers used to be like, where does your mom shop for your dress code?
Right.
And I stayed in a jumper. I loved jumpers. Anyway, I'm getting off the point.
Yeah.
I had my dress code, on, but I had, your beads in your hair, they were pink.
Yeah.
Pink was my favorite color. They gonna send me to the office and say, oh, you can't have colorful beads in your hair because of the dress code. They called my mom. She said, if you don't send her back to class, she did nothing wrong.
Did nothing wrong.
Don't send her back to class. And they sent me back to class because don't play. Little nitpicky thing. And as that was a black woman thing, but or black girl. I was a child, but
But they would.
But
like
women
that.
in general, they like to say this is not a fashion show.
Right.
You don't know what you're doing. If you dress up and look cute and all the things, they act like that you don't know what you're doing. But if you were ruffled and doing stuff, oh, you a hard worker. I work hard too.
Right. I don't need to look disheveled to show that I'm working hard.
And you know what? Okay, Les Alfred, who is the host of She's So Lucky podcast, just talked about this on TikTok and was like, she feels like being, I think on all platforms, she kind of had a conversation about it, but she said that people think relatable is disheveled and like disorganized and all the things. Like she said people were saying to her that she wasn't relatable because she was so organized and kind of had her stuff together. And she was like, why do I have to break down to be relatable to you? And she kind of said she don't want to be relatable because a lot of y'all relate to loser stuff.
Loser.
I'm sorry. Whatever made your loser.
Oh my God, I remember that. All right. But
and I was like, oh.
But and that just goes to show with womanhood, they want to see us broken down.
Yes.
What I don't understand why that is relatable. Do women go through hard things? Absolutely. Yes. Okay, but that doesn't mean that we have to be in this bad state to, I don't know, to build community. Like I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yes, she woke up early every day that week and made herself breakfast and didn't miss it. Okay,
right.
She has to be running out the door late trying to grab a granola bar to be relatable to you. Like, come on. If that's her routine and that's normal and relatable to her, I thought it was a great conversation because I think that's so true. Like, everyone has a different way that they move through things, and women aren't a monolith. And people like to downplay women, especially like just being in their femininity. If you're at work and your notebooks and your pens are pink, it's like, first of all, pink is my favorite color.
Yeah.
Okay. But you have your pink things and it's like, look at how they looked at Elle Woods, from Legally Blonde. It's kind of like, oh, your pink notebook, that's cute.
Or, making your desk like a cute little area, then all of a sudden now they're not taking you serious just because I want to have a little cute plant on my cubicle.
Now it's, I feel like leaning into your femininity in a corporate is kind of frowned upon.
I think sometimes even leaning into your personality, because even if it's not feminine, there are women who just have a whole bunch of Pokemons on their desk, and it's like now their quirkiness is looked down upon. That doesn't mean that they can't go in that boardroom and crush it. So
I also think there are double standards when it comes to women, and I want to talk about that too in the workplace. So just first I'm going to talk about something that I kind of had to work on, and then talk about something that I observed. I am very soft-spoken. I have a soft voice. That's just it.
Yeah.
And
outside of the house,
even if I'm just talking normally, I'm soft-spoken. Even like in class and stuff. And when I was in college, I used to have a teacher that was like, Corrine, you talk so soft. She would come all the way up to my desk to hear me, and I'd be like, sorry, like, I have to remember to project.
Yeah.
And when I first started working past when I graduated, one of my bosses said to me, listen, I don't want you to change who you are. You have a very soft voice. That's fine. But you have to make sure you speak up, because you're very good. You know what you're doing. You're very all the things. But if you speak with a soft voice, they're going to think you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I have to make sure I'm projecting and like, and now I know to do that, and now I'm able to do that much better, and like I'm confident in what I'm saying, because I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying, and if I don't, I'll figure it out. But it's like, they would never do that to like a guy, I feel like.
Right. I know for me, I have something similar. I would always just in meetings or things like that, like I would be very quiet. Like I wouldn't say anything. Like I would just listen, take notes, whatever. But I just wouldn't put my 2 cents in. And I just kind of had to, I think it was more imposter syndrome. And I had to like remind myself like, okay, I know I can add value to this conversation. I know what I'm saying. Like I don't need to feel like I just need to be quiet and not speak just because there are men in the room, or just I feel like people who know more than me. It's not, a lot of times that's not even the case. Like, so I think I had to go through that, unpack that imposter syndrome within myself, so it was able to make me like speak out more.
Yeah. I feel like observing in the workspace, I see that the women that I was working with and me were more like, humbling ourselves instead of like being more confident. Whereas I remember it was mostly women there, and we kind of just like humbled ourselves. We didn't want to sit at the bigger table. We wanted to, you know what I'm saying? And then the men wouldn't do that. They were more like, no, I deserve to do this. And I was like, I wonder, not all women are like that and not all men are like that, but it was in that job, it was. And I was like, I wonder why that is. Like we were kind of humbling ourselves back and they were kind of pushing themselves forward.
Look at history.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that literally, when you said that, it just made me think about women's history. That's what it gave.
Dang.
Like I took it back.
See why? That's why I'm like, I try and show up and be confident in what I know how to do. Be professional. Know what I'm doing. Understand the work environment. Because some places are very like pecking order.
Yes.
You know, know your place, know where to be,
the office politics,
and then
you know,
some offices, and then some are like more fluid. So I feel like just being able to read the room of where you are, and then make sure you're doing what you need to do there. But then also, I think that there's a double standard with women. I remember one time I worked, not really worked with, but sat in on a talk of this woman who I had heard people. I told people I was going to this talk of this woman. It was a panel, and people were like, "Oh yeah, she's tough. She's tough. Like, okay, she's tough. She don't play. She's tough." I went to this panel. I was like, I mean, she's about her business, but she was nice. Like, what do you guys mean?
That's another thing.
Everyone was acting like she was so going to be so difficult. She was very lovely. Yeah. To me. And I was able to be around her for like a couple weeks. And I was like, I mean, she's about her business, but she's doing what anybody would do in the situation. Right. She's a boss. She had to take care of the business that the boss had to do, you know, which a lot of times is what everyone else doesn't want to do, of like putting down the hammer. Yeah. And she put down the hammer, but not in a mean, malicious way. She did it in any way that anyone would have to.
But, you know, a lot of times we'll see when women are being the boss, you know, doing what they need to do, or maybe being a little stern, they get the villain edit. And then if a man is doing that, they're like, oh yeah, they're the best head honcho. Da-da. Like everyone loves them. That man
has business sense like no other. But her,
yeah,
she needs to check herself.
Right, she needs to check herself.
Who does she think she is? Who gonna check me, boo? No.
And put it on a t-shirt. That's what it needs. Okay. But
no, but I that's also the thing. Like if women are in their thing, now she's a B.
Right.
And I noticed that a lot in this book, of the way that the men were described not by the author, by by the people in the book and the society in the book, how the men were described, how they were people were making excuses for them, how people were like, well, that's just the way things are, this, that, and the third. And then women who were kind of either on the other half of the situation or doing something similar were described completely different.
Yeah.
It was bees and thoughts and all things, but the same token,
right,
it was, he's just powerful and maybe a womanizer and
but not
a playboy, but a baller.
Right, but a baller, right.
They called them ballers.
But the woman had to sleep her way to the top. Okay.
Yeah. So I also noticed the difference in the way that they would describe the people, and it's still a double standard for, just different things. So even with going back to the dress, they wear the big suits and stuff. It's like, oh, he's professional.
Right.
If a woman wears a suit every day to the thing, it's like, oh, she's serious.
She got that power suit on. She don't play.
Yes, I have my power suit on.
I love a power suit. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, I look good. Suit. But you know what? I've been very fortunate to work for some really cool women bosses and some, when I say bosses, in the top seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've been able to see women command a room. I've been able to see women be kind. I've been able to see women lead a team, be a master in their field and problem solve and all the things. And period. I've seen women do it and I've seen men do it.
Yeah.
And I just commend all the women.
I do too.
Because there really is a double standard that happens with women and in the workplace. Even when recently, we've seen 2 women run for president, and there was always a conversation about them being emotional.
That's the main thing they bring up. They're like,
what are we?
A woman being president? What about when she gets her period?
And it was like, okay. They said women get their period every day and they are perfectly fine.
Yeah, and we still go to work.
Still handle business.
Right.
Still do whatever they need to do. So what are we talking about? Why is that not policy, not anything? Emotional?
Please.
Don't get me mad. Don't.
Literally.
But anyway, I just feel like the book was really a good representation of how women are treated in the workplace and how it was a double standard. Like, it really gives you the full scope of it. Even I found myself sometimes while I was reading it go, girl, what are you doing? And then be like, let me give grace.
Right. Yeah.
Because of this kind of impossible situation. Because I found myself a lot of times being like, girl, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I mean, you have to place yourself in the time too.
And then be like, no, wait a minute. Give grace, because look at what is going on. All the odds are stacked against this woman.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to take the time to do our segment, Sister Sound Off. That is where we take a pause. We take a pause. Okay. That is where we pause the conversation. That is where we pause the conversation and speak our mind for 30 seconds. I will go first.
We're still working on the jingle, guys. If you have any ideas,
we need a jingle.
Romeo, hit us up. We need a jingle. We need a jingle for Sister Sound Off.
Why did that eat though? That was a good strum.
It was. Okay.
We need a jingle, y'all.
We really do.
Okay. 30 seconds on the clock. Start.
The millennial pause.
The millennial pause. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. Stop announcing something that you're going to do and say, it's not this in a shady way. If you're making a Instagram for your business and saying, this is not a content creator, this is an experience. Like, why do you have to kind of down somebody else? To just say what it is.
I
just say this is an experience. Not, I am not this. I am this. Just say what you are. If you're clarifying of someone describing you some way, fine. But stop putting things down to then say what you're doing. I don't like that. I've been seeing a lot of people lately putting things that other people are doing down.
Yeah.
This is not that. This is this. And it's the same thing, essentially.
It's a lot of the times it's the same thing.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But like, stop. Because it kind of is the same thing. Thank you. That's all I have to say. And stop making it your marketing campaign.
That's what it should be. Just, I feel like the marketing campaign, focus on what it is. Focus on clarifying so much what it is that we don't need that description.
This is not Instagram. This is Facebook. Like, just, this is Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. It's come on. Okay. 30 seconds on the clock.
So, because we were talking about workplace and clothing, for my girls who, sometimes, you're a little thicker and it's like, this isn't fair. We're wearing the same things, but it looks different on our bodies. That is true in a lot of cases. However, there are times where that skirt might be a little too tight or short for the office. If we got a little more back there, just get a little longer. Sometimes you can't do the mini. You just need it to go a little longer. I'm just saying. We know we need a little more sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes.
And as for everyone, I think it's different, like a place and a time.
Yeah.
Like, wear the mini skirt, just not to work. Not to wear it to work.
Right.
Stop. Like,
right.
And that's for everybody. Don't, how you supposed to dress to work.
Even look, with button down shirts, sometimes we got more, up here, you might need to go a size up on the button down, because if you don't, it's going to be showing a lot. Like, for work, I feel like that's valid, So,
and that's for everybody, like, because people know what they're doing. That's
right.
That's for everybody.
That's for everybody. Yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
I know people always come at, I have more curves, so it fits me differently, and that is 100% true.
As long as you're covered.
As long as you're covered,
seeing your curves is fine.
That's fine.
It just don't be
Yeah, don't be sloppy with it.
Like, don't show your whole. Don't have your stuff hanging out.
Yeah,
but showing your curves, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Girl,
can't hide it.
Are curvy.
Yeah,
as long as you're covered.
And the people who complain about that, y'all are weird. Everyone's body's different. This person is fully covered, dressed very professionally. Leave them alone.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Yo. Okay.
Thank you for watching. We so appreciate it. Let us know down in the comments if you read If I Rule the World, or if you want to. We recommend it. 5-star review from the Between Sisters podcast. We thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.